First Lady Jill Biden set to speak at the Teachers Union Convention hosted by the American Federation of Teachers later today. Let's take a look at some of the proposed resolution for that conference, shall we? Critical race theory, less standardized testing, less grading, defending, I'm not going to say it, a lot of letters there, measures allowing transgender athletes in women's sports, condemning the far-right Supreme Court for the overturning of Roe v. Wade. The list will go on. Aaron Withe, Freedom Foundation CEO, joins me now to discuss that list right there. How does any of it, improve the quality of education for our children?
It does absolutely nothing, but that's the primary objectives of the teachers' unions. This comes just a week after Randi Weingarten, the president of the American Federation of Teachers, released a poll showing that 9 out of 10 teachers are going out there and 40% of them are wanting to actually go out and leave their jobs. 90% of them think that their schools are too politicized. And of course they are. Randi Weingarten and the teachers' unions have overly politicized our schools during the last 2 years.
Yeah, you mentioned the Randi Weingarten tweet. It's up there on your screen. Let me read it. Nearly 9 out of 10 respondents say schools have become too politicized following a year of political attacks on teachers waged by politicians stoking culture wars and banning books for political gain. A lot of incorrectness in that statement, not the least of which is a lot of the politicization came from Randi Weingarten. What did she think would happen with an agenda like I just read?
She's an arsonist posing as a firefighter now. I mean, she's gone out and created this problem. You talk about pushing CRT, sex education, keeping our kids out of schools, making them wear masks. These are all been the agenda of the teachers' unions. That's why teachers think that schools have been overly politicized. And like I mentioned, 40% of them are actually considering now leaving the profession. And also, we've seen thousands of teachers across the country leave the union, stop paying union dues because of the stances of the teachers' unions. And we're only going to see more of that as their priorities continue to be this political agenda and shift further and further to the left.
So we got Jill Biden talking at this convention. Earlier, we had Kamala Harris talking at the NEA convention. How can parents think anything other than this administration is more focused on the unions and supporting them than supporting the nation's children?
Well, Joe Biden said that he was going to be the most pro-union president in American history, and that makes sense. Government unions gave Joe Biden tens of millions of dollars of teachers' money to go into office, and now this is simply their return on investment. This should be exactly what the teachers' unions expected. Parents are waking up, though, across America. I think we've seen an awakening the past couple of years. We've seen them go out and vote. You look at the Virginia governor's race, Glenn Youngkin got the support of parents everywhere, and his opponent was a teachers' union tool. So I think that parents across America are waking up. They're going to the ballot box and rejecting the agenda of the teachers' unions, which is the most important thing that we can do.
But that's what I don't understand, Aaron. Exactly like you just mentioned, people are voting these shenanigans out of office. We saw it in Virginia. We've seen it so far in 2022. And all indications are that in the midterms coming up in November, those individuals that voted for Joe Biden in the suburbs, many of those parents are saying, I don't like this. I'm voting for the Republican this time, leading to a red wave. So why are these teachers' unions doubling down? Why is the administration doubling down on stuff that nobody wants?
They are so divorced from reality. And the problem is, until very recently, teachers haven't had the ability to leave their unions and take that money back and put it back in their paychecks. Previously, these unions have had a monopoly on being able to take money from teachers and funnel that into left-wing politicians. Only recently have they been able to opt out and take that money back. So the union is becoming more and more accountable to its members. And I believe the more teachers that leave the unions, the more teachers that opt out, the unions are going to be held more accountable to them because they're not going to have the dollars that they used to have to funnel tens of millions of dollars into political races of people like Joe Biden.
Aaron Withe with the Freedom Foundation. He's a CEO there. Aaron, thank you.